And polls are polls, and there's nothing like an election. And I think Tony Abbott's giving the impression he can certainly see the finish line. Here he is.
Now, this is also the second anniversary of the last election. The last election was 2 years ago. That means that the next election is 1 year away at most. That means that within a year, the Australian people will have the chance to vote.
I think you'd like it to happen tomorrow, just the same. Andrew, some improvement, though, since July in news poll, for example, about 7 points. Is something stirring?
Well, at the end of Julia Gillard's press conference, or thereabouts, Graham Perrott, an MP in Queensland, tweeted, and he said that that week would be seen as a turning point. Now, I think it's too early to say, but there is a question among both sides as to whether there's, we've reached a point where we're into a new adventure. And, we've got an AC Nielsen poll tomorrow, in tomorrow's paper, so that'll be interesting. But there's no doubt, I think, that there's been some shift. But, of course, if there is to be a proper contest, then some of those numbers that are still high with the primary in the coalition, 47, has to tighten, because it's no good Labor taking votes from the Greens or the others. They need to take the number from the coalition, maybe 2, 3. If you get to 36, 37, it's going to be fascinating to see what atmospherics change.
You mentioned Graham Perrott. He's a member for Moreton, and on those figures that I mentioned to Craig Emerson before, the Courier Mail poll, a swing of 7% on federal intentions. There was this perception that Labor stood to lose all of the seats in Queensland. On those figures, only Moreton would be the only Labor-held seat that would then be at risk. And Graham Perrott, of course, is quite a popular local member. So the atmospherics are changing.
But the point, you talk about Queensland, the point is that Labor can't lose any more seats at the next election. He has to go into the next election and win seats to take government. That's the important thing. So they can't lose one seat, Barry.
No, but I would have thought the first step is to try and hold your ground in Queensland and New South Wales, and then maybe try and pick up a seat somewhere else.